Oh, yes. Victory Friday. It never tasted so good. Justin Fields silencing the haters at FedEx Field last night. Type dub down in the comments if you're still fired up after the Bears 40 burger last night in Washington. And on today's show, we got some rumors, some thoughts coming out of this game, a couple more tidbits on Chase Claypool now that he's been traded. That's all coming up right now. I'm Harrison Graham. Welcome into Chicago Bears Now. We are presented by Roan today. Upgrade your wardrobe today with the Roan's Commuter Collection. Polos, long sleeve shirts, dress shirts, pants, they got it all. Go to Roan. Roan.com/chatsports. Code chatsports going to get you 20% off. Can we talk about DJ Moore? DJ Moore is him, ladies and gentlemen, as the kids like to say. He put the Commanders secondary in an absolute blender on Thursday Night Football. I mean, just an all-time performance. 8 catches for 230 yards and 3 touchdowns. When you're averaging 29 yards per catch, you're usually thinking, okay, he probably had 2 catches for 58 yards. Not DJ Moore. He averaged 29 yards per catch on 8 catches. I mean, it really was an unbelievable performance by him. And again, we mentioned this earlier, and I'll mention it again. Justin Fields overthrew him on a touchdown in the end zone. That would have given him catch number 9 for about 255 and a 4th touchdown. But can't be perfect, can't ask for too much. But DJ Moore's been fantastic, and he's been good all year. I mean, really since that week 1 dud when they only targeted him twice, 2 catches for 25 yards, which makes this stat even more impressive, courtesy of ESPN here. He is the 5th receiver in NFL history to have over 500 yards and 5 receiving touchdowns in the first 5 weeks of the season with an NFL team. Joins Randy Moss with the Patriots. That season was pretty special in New England. Andre Rison with Atlanta, Bobby Mitchell with Washington, and then Billy Houghton with the Packers way back in the day. The point of this is just confirmation, right? This is why you trade for DJ Moore. You were hoping when you traded for Chase Claypool, he'd be able to give you good production. That obviously was not the case, but you felt even more confident with DJ Moore that it could be the case, and that has played out up to this point in time. And you just see on display what the guy brings. Number one, he's a yak king, a yak monster, yards after the catch. I mean, he is so good with the ball in his hands. And a lot of the times he gets those curl routes, which usually most receivers, they just get tackled in the back straight down. Sometimes that happens with him, but if there's any space at all, he gets away from that corner. It's really, really impressive. The catch radius for a guy who's 6 foot is spectacular. I mean, that end zone touchdown, left corner of the end zone, the second score of the game. It's a great ball from Fields, but it's a perfect catch from DJ Moore. He high points it, gets his first foot down, toe taps the second one. That was awesome. And he's just clearly become a go-to guy for Justin Fields, which is why you traded for him in the first place. The plan was, okay, Darnell Mooney, Chase Claypool, they can be complementary guys, number 2, number 3, obviously on Chase Claypool. But you go get that number 1 dude if you're Ryan Poles, and that's exactly what he's done. And it's come to fruition early in the season here, which is really, really nice to see. Go DJ, that's my DJ. Great song, Lil Wayne, the OG there. Type DJ down in the comments. Show some love right now. That was a banger. Was that the Carter 2 rollie, Carter 3? It's early Wayne there, but I'm going to be listening to that on the way home today. But get the DJs going in the comment section right now. Coming up in just a few minutes is Justin Fields turning a corner. We examined the start to a season in the last couple of weeks and whether or not I believe this is sustainable and if he can be the long-term guy in Chicago. It's crazy how quickly things can change. But first, got to talk about our sponsor, Roan. You can get 20% off all of their awesome wardrobe products at roan.com/chatsports. The Roan Commuter Collection is the most comfortable, breathable, and flexible set of products known to man, and here is why. They help you get ready for any occasion as they offer the most comfortable pants, dress shirts, quarter zips, polos, and much more. You will not have to worry about what you're wearing when you own the Roan Commuter Collection. Mobility is so important. It's easy to look good. A lot of clothing companies can do that, but can you feel good? Is it breathable? Is it mobile? If you're traveling for work, are you going to be feeling good on extended traveling stretches, if you will? With Roan, you do. I'm rocking the breathable golf polo here. Roan.com/chatsports. Promo code chatsports going to get you 20% off at checkout. Odor-free technology as well, which is fantastic. And machine washable products here. All I got to do is throw these in the washing machine, air dry them, and you are good to go. Check out Roan today, RHONE.com/chatsports. Code chatsports gets you 20% off. Okay, real quickly here, Chase Claypool got traded. We broke this down earlier today, but I wanted to build off this wide receiver discussion with Claypool out of the picture. If you missed it, here were the trade details. 2025 sixth-round pick came to Chicago. The Dolphins get Claypool in a seventh, and quick reaction is, look, I'm surprised you got anything for him. Kudos for Ryan Poles on doing so. Obviously an L overall for Poles in the front office, but you win some, you lose some. This is one you lost. The DJ Moore is looking like one you won. So, I'm not saying you're happy about that trade-off, but you're certainly happy that it has worked out with DJ Moore. If you want more breakdown of that one, we went live earlier. You can go check out the live stream. We also put out a normal video breakdown as well, my reaction to that trade. Perfect reason to subscribe to the channel. We're trying to get to 76,000 subs here on Chicago Bears Now, so do not miss out. Subscribe today. Okay, let's talk about receivers. DJ Moore, who is clearly your number one. That speaks for itself. Darnell Mooney, who's your number two. Based on snaps this week, EQ, you're number three, but I think in an ideal world, Tyler Scott or even Velus Jones would emerge as that next target. So I do want to kind of explore, okay, what do things look like after DJ Moore? Well, number one, let's get Darnell Mooney going. He's had a couple of nice games, but all of his production basically is in 2 games. Did he miss a game? He left the game early, then other 2 games he was quiet. Last night he was open a couple times, and Justin Fields flat out missed him. He's got to own that. They got to get that connection going. But that gives me belief, right? Because he's getting open. They just got to be on the same page there. I thought the first deep ball to him, if Moody keeps running, he's got a chance to catch it. Instead, he kind of tried to turn and jump back for it. I think if he just runs, he's got a chance to full extend, get it, but that one didn't work out. But beyond Mooney, because we know he's the number 2 clearly at this point behind DJ Moore, I want to see more Tyler Scott. I think Tyler Scott can be a weapon that is more utilized. Vertical game, get the ball to him out in space, slants. I know we hate Luke Getsy for the screen game, but with EQ playing more, you like him blocking on the perimeter. Just get him a couple touches. Get him a couple jet sweeps going. I know you can do that with Velus too. I want to see one of Tyler Scott or Velus Jones emerge as at least an explosive weapon. Whether it's, consistent or not, that's probably asking for a bit much here, but Tyler Scott in particular is someone I'd like to see get more opportunities, so maybe with Claypool fully out of the picture, that can happen. Now, which wide receiver after DJ Moore and Darnell Mooney needs to step up? Let us know what you guys think in the comments section. Which wide receiver would you like to see step up after the top 2 guys? I mentioned it a couple moments ago. We are closing in on 76,000 subscribers. This is our live sub count. We're 248 away from 76,000. Can we get there before Monday Night Football? That would be an awesome achievement. Help us out. Spread the word. YouTube.com/BearsNow. If you want daily Chicago Bears coverage, usually multiple videos per day, we've got you covered here on this channel. Okay, let's talk about the quarterback now. Justin Fields, is he turning a corner? Well, in my opinion, at least as a passer, he is coming off the best 2-game stretch of his NFL career, and it really has been a tale of 2 fields early on this season. You look through the first 3 weeks, and it's like, he's not taking those steps as a passer that we were hoping for. 58% completion, yards per game, less than 200, 3 TDs, 4 interceptions. The running was down too, which you're like, okay, if teams are able to take the running away and the progress isn't there as a passer, that could be problematic. Well, then you fast forward the next 2 weeks, completion percentage, over 67%. Yards per game as a passer, 308, very good. 8 touchdowns to 1 interception, with the 1 interception being a miscommunication with Cole Kmet. And the rushing is about the same. I mean, if you get that 3rd game, just like weeks 1 through 3, you're probably getting over 100 yards there, so that tracks. He's been a different quarterback the last 2 weeks. I see confidence. I see poise. I don't see the happy feet as much. Rolly and I were talking about that in the first couple of weeks. It's like, he doesn't look comfortable. He's kind of like scatterfoot out there. I'm not seeing that these last couple of weeks. And against Denver, you're like, okay, it's a bad defense. And I know Washington hasn't played great, But that front would give you a lot of reasons to kind of slip up on the footwork and have that scatter feet that we're talking about. But I didn't really see that on Thursday Night Football. I thought he played really well. And what's fascinating all of a sudden, too, just from a statistical standpoint, he's tied for the NFL lead with 11 touchdown passes. I mean, 2 weeks ago it was like, it's over. Like, he's not going to be the guy. And now it's like, I don't know if he's for sure the guy, but I'm not out on him. I wasn't out on him 3 weeks ago, but I got on this show and admitted I'm losing faith. I don't know if it's going to work here in Chicago, whether that's on him, whether it's on the coaching, whatever. But something has clicked these past 2 games. I mean, 8 touchdowns to 1 pick in a 2-game stretch. That's elite play for anyone, especially a quarterback who has struggled to find his way at times as a passer in this league. I've got hope. I got a lot of hope. And with 12 games to go, I mean, there's a lot of evaluation to be done. It's only 2 games, but I got to feel pretty good about how these past 2 weeks and really past 5 days have panned out. You think about it, last Sunday, this Thursday. I mean, very quick here. So extended break. Hopefully there's no rust coming off the mini bye week here. If he can stack off that performance, I'll be very, very excited. What is your confidence level in Justin Fields long term? If you're asking me right now, I actually feel good. If they played a game tomorrow, I'd feel good about how he would play. Now, can he be sustained? That's the question. 6.5? I mean, I feel pretty good, but, like, can I sit here and say he's the long-term franchise guy? I can't say that. It's 2 games. Like, we got to see a lot more. Do I feel much better now than I did a week ago? There's no doubt about it. You'd be insane not to. Like, even the detractors, people who don't believe in him at all, would have to admit, yeah, he's been a much better player during these 2 weeks. I don't think there's any way you can dispute that. Now, you look at the season on-pace stats, 61.8%, which is obviously what he has right now. You'd like to get that up. Well, last 2 weeks, 67%. So if he can be in the mid-60s the rest of the way, hopefully that gets up 63, 64 for the season. The yardage, just under 4,000. 37 touchdowns, 17 picks. That's a bit much, but can you get 30-plus touchdown passes, 15 or less picks? That'd be a nice 2-to-1 ratio. Rushing yards, 650. Listen, if he's throwing for almost 4,000, I don't need Fields to run for 1,000. 3 rushing touchdowns because he's got just 1 on the year. If you printed this out, those numbers, before the season and said this is what he would do this year, and you have the option to sign off on it, I think I probably would, right? 3,800 plus throwing, 37 touchdown passes. Yeah, I'd be like, okay, those interceptions are a little high, but I still think I'd have to take that. Statistically, that would still be one of the best seasons for a quarterback in the history of this franchise. So what does it mean, right? What does it mean big picture? Well, what it means right now is it's been 2 games, but if you can do this at this level for the rest of the season, that gives you a lot of options in the offseason, depending on where the draft picks fall. What happens with that Carolina pick? If you still have number 1, things get a little really murky at that point, but you've got options, right? You can focus on other areas of the roster if you want to beef up and continue to commit to Justin Fields. You have 2 more years of team control if you want it. You have his 4th year, then a 5th-year option. Even if you don't draft a quarterback next year, that does not mean you have to pay Justin Fields. You could pick up his 5th year and just roll for another year, see how it goes. So you want flexibility as a GM in this league, and if Fields keeps playing like this, Ryan Poles is going to have options, and you'd much rather have options than feel like, oh gosh, we're just going to have to reset at quarterback. Could they still do that with Caleb Williams if they get the top pick? Could they do it with Drake May if they don't like how Fields plays the rest of the year? Absolutely. But if he keeps playing like this, that gives you more avenues to go toward if you are Chicago. Now, I think this next stretch is pretty critical, not only for this team this year, but for Justin Fields and an opportunity to stack games. You got Minnesota at home. That's not a great defense. I have no reason to think he won't have success against that team. Raiders in 2 weeks at home. That's another winnable game against a not very good team. At the Chargers, but that defense hasn't been great. It's on the road, win or loss, but I think Fields could play well there. At the Saints, tough defense, but then Carolina at home. A, winnable games for this team as a whole if you're trying to get back into the mix this season, and B, real opportunities ahead for Justin Fields to put more performances together. I mean, if he gets through these 5 games and, say, 6 of the last 7 with the 2 that's already been played were pretty damn good performances, I'd call that pretty steady progress. So I'm excited to see what's ahead. I'm not trying to get ahead of myself here, but I really like what I've seen from QB1 over the past several days. All right, guys, that's it. Victory Friday. Enjoy it. Enjoy a stress-free no Bears football weekend. Just watch good football on Sunday, man. Don't have to worry if the Bears are going to win or lose. That'll be next week. got some extra time off. It's always nice when you go into a bye week or a mini bye with a win, and the Bears were able to do that. So enjoy it. My name is Harrison Graham. Hit that subscribe button, and we will see you guys soon.